rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledged knowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one chief rockin' Knicks Universal main man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? Salute, 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 everybody. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. I got a lot of stuff on my mind, man. I mean, come on, man. I got a lot of stuff on my mind. I hope y'all ready for a conversation, man. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I know it's gonna be intense. I know that, right? So, yeah, man. Salute to everybody watching us on X, right? Salute to everybody watching us on YouTube, right? Salute to everybody, man. I appreciate y'all being here, man. Miguel P in the place to be. What's good? Yuri, what's good? And I'm in a weird place, right? I'm in a weird place because for years I was like, yo, we don't have no talent. You gotta go get some guys in here, right? For years, I'm like, yo, man, you bringing in these ham sandwiches, bro. You bringing in these ham sandwiches, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you bringing in these ham sandwiches ain't gonna cut it. And now I'm nervous. We got so much talent. I'm like, yo, we legit, somebody might not make it. Prezi in the building, salute. So now, like, yo, somebody may not make it. Somebody will not make it. Is it going to be a fan favorite that doesn't make it? Right? There's a lot of things to think about. So the biggest challenge Leon Rose has faced since he's become president of basketball operations, balancing the salary cap while still adding talent and doing all of this with one goal in mind. Our goal, the ultimate goal, a championship. Now, on paper, all of this looks good, right? The Knicks added veteran depth. I mean, who knows who's going to make it, who's not. But for right now, you got Malcolm Brogdon, Landry Shamet, Garrison Matthews, Alex Lynn, Matt Ryan, Gershon Yabusele, Jordan Clarkson, Deuce McBride, Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, your core four. You got all your young kids. So we don't know, man, with so many names, it's kind of like It's crazy. And the guys he brought in, they bring experience, shooting, depth. You can see the strategy surrounding Jalen Brunson and Cat, right? You can see it, right? OG Bridges, you can see them. The ultimate goal is to surround Cat, Brunson, OG Bridges, right? And these veterans can help them win, but here's the issue. Every move has a cost. And with the new CBA rules, the margin for error is razor thin. The second apron, in a way, changes the, well, not in a way, but changes the way we operate, changes the way you have to operate as a contender. Because once you cross it, you lose certain stuff, like the mid-level exception, flexibility in trades, even your draft picks get frozen. And so it's something to consider, like, is the finishing move going to take us to that place where we're limited? It basically punishes teams that try to spin their way into contention. And the Knicks, they're right there at the line, like spending a lot, at the same time drafting guys, bringing in guys. But it put me in a mindset that one wrong move and a team could be locked up for like 4 years with no way out. Right? That's why this roster crunch is such a big deal. You got young guys like Dadier, Deuce, Colett, Najee, Mo Diawara, Ariel Hookporty, cats with real upside. We don't know how much upside, but we know some upside is there, right? We don't know how much it is. We don't know which one's gonna have more than the other. We assume that one guy is gonna be more talented than another guy. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know yet because they hadn't played enough. They don't have enough experience yet. But that's like most young guys. You don't know who the cherry on top is going to be, basically. Right? There are players who can grow into these rotational pieces or become trade chips in a superstar deal. The veterans, though, we know they're going to eat up the roster spots. We know that. So Leon Rose has to decide, do you keep the future intact or do you cash in on the present? And that's not an easy decision considering a lot of stuff. Considering that the Knicks have done this multiple times in the last 50 years and don't have a championship to show for it. Do you go all in with veterans, and then if you lose, the future looks gray? So cats like Malcolm Brogdon, for example, might give you a steady playmaker this year, but what does he look like in 2 years? Landry Shamet can knock down shots today, but does he move the needle in May and June? Does he move the needle next year or the year after? Right? And I know what our thinking is, yo, these dudes are here on 1 year deals. But here's the thing, even if they're here on 1 year deals and you trade the kids to bring in another guy that fits, right? Doesn't that mean you prolong the inevitable, right? Is there a way that you can balance stardom, veterans, young guys, scheme, analytics, salary cap? How do you balance all of that? See, because the thing is, if you take one approach and that's, live in the right now, that's a dangerous precedent. You're trading the long-term upside for short-term fixes. And mind you, I'm all in for winning a championship right now. Y'all know I love Malcolm Brogdon, right? Y'all know I love Malcolm Brogdon. He's Lil Freezy, right? I call Malcolm Brogdon Lil Freezy, right? Lil Freezy, right? Lil Freezy. But if I could trade him right now for Herb Jones and that guarantees me some type of championship, I have to get Lil Freezy every other weekend. I had to go pick up Lil Freezy every other weekend, right? But look around the league, right? Look around the league. History tells us two stories. Teams like the Spurs and the Warriors built sustainable winners by blending youth and veterans, keeping the window open for nearly a decade. But other teams, like the 2018 Cavs, went all in on older vets, and 2 years later, the roster was deceased. Y'all remember that? The Cavaliers went in on all veterans. The youngest guy they had was Matthew Dellavedova, and he was like 26. And after that, that roster was absolutely cooked. That roster was toast. At the end of the day, Knicks fans don't just want to be competitive no more. And I would venture to say that Knicks fans don't even want a championship no more. Knicks fans want championships, plural, with S in parentheses or brackets. Knicks fans want to hang a banner or two in Madison Square Garden and keep competing for banners. After that, Leon Rose's challenge is to manage the money, manage the roster, manage the expectations all at once. That's what separates a good GM or a good team president, whatever you want to call them, from a great one. So here's the questions for Knicks Nation. Do you believe Leon Rose is threading the needle, or is he gambling too much on veterans at the expense of our future? That's what I want to talk to y'all about tonight. And I want to get y'all input on it. Now, I want a championship bad. I feel like I'm double parked. I'm double parked for a championship, right? If that means trading some of the kids to get a championship, I have to visit them every other weekend. But you got to guarantee me a championship, though. Right? It's got to be a guaranteed championship. I thought I saw Fritz Alcindor in here. Did I see Fritz? Fritz Alcindor in the building. Ty Barbie in the building. Coach in the building. Salute. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the building. Just Knicks is in the building. Kerry Cox says the Knicks are moving somebody in the training camp. Possibly. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Yo, the fan favorite Yuri is in the building. Yuri, what's good, man?
What's good, man? This week had me buzzing with what Leon Rose did for training camp, and I had to talk about it. And you were the right person. I was waiting.
Of course, I'm the right person. The Knicks at Night podcast, Lawrence Sears, man. A show for Knicks fans to talk like Knicks fans. It's the perfect place. If you're a fan of the Knicks, and you just like want to just have your opinion heard, Lawrence Tears is the perfect place. So, but listen, I have a sneaking suspicion that you are really impressed by
Yeah.
what Leon Rose did.
Can you back me out of the call? My dad was calling me real quick. Just put me back in. I'll come back in like 5 minutes,
All right,
if you don't mind.
all right. Coach says, Detroit, Orlando, and Atlanta, come on. Why do we overvalue other teams, make moves, and not appreciate ours? Detroit lost more than they gained, and what has Bane done for his other team? Hey man, I don't care nothing about Orlando. I don't care nothing about Orlando or anybody else at this point, man. Man, the main thing I'm mainly concerned with is this the line of demarcation? Is this the line of demarcation? Is this the year where the Knicks no longer make what's the word I'm looking for? Is this the year where the Knicks turn the corner? Like, is this the year where the Knicks go from being a team that constantly wants to be somebody and be somebody? Is this the year the Knicks go from being little brother to big brother, eye in the sky? Honestly, I'm thinking like I'm not for certain this is the year that the Knicks turn into big brother. I do have a sense though that this is the year that the Knicks try to become big brother. If that makes sense. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot of stuff to think about, y'all. Like the back end of the roster moves in the grand scheme of things, if we didn't have Jalen Brunson and if we didn't have Cat and we signed Brogdon and Shamet and brought in a whole bunch of veteran guys to fight it out in camp to earn a roster spot, I'd be like, them moves ain't nothing. We making Kool-Aid, right? But since we know what Cat can do and we know what Brunson can do, it makes me think that these complementary moves were the perfect complementary moves. Y'all know how I feel. Y'all know I want the Knicks to go out and get a jumbo wing. Y'all know I want the Knicks to go out and find a Chris Morris, Derek McKee, Xavier McDaniels type wing player. Y'all know that's what I want the Knicks to do. Y'all know I would like the Knicks to, with this last roster spot or two, go out and get a James Posey. Anybody remember James Posey? No? Nobody remember James Posey? Okay. I would like the Knicks to go out and get a Harrison Barnes type of player. Six-eight athletic guy that can defend. James Worthy be asking too much. Who would fit the bill? A Trevor Ariza type guy. Building Block says OG. No, we have OG already. I mean, a guy to back up OG. Salute the Building Blocks. I'm talking about a guy that can be a part of the bench mob. Ivory 10 is in the building. Salute. Ivory 10 says, why is everyone trying to get rid of... Okay, he says his name is Dot. Brandon Williams says his name is Dottie. Yuri says, okay, I'm back. All right, let's see. Let's see what Yuri got. Yuri, what you got, bro?
Oh, man. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I got my train of thought back. I was impressed with how Leon did this year, man. He waited until the end of the offseason to make a splash, and he basically got all the talent in the world on non-guaranteed contracts. That's unheard of. You would think someone like Malcolm Brogdon, who's been on the Washington Wizards, Rookie of the Year back a few years ago, was a bench unit as well. You would think he would get some kind of money, at least, veteran minimum, right? He got this man on a non-guarantee, basically saying, we want you, but we're going to give you a non-guarantee, show us you can stay healthy, and then we'll put you on a spot. We'll make a few moves, we'll get you on a spot. Same thing with Landry Shamet, non-guarantee. We got one spot left. Everyone, you want the spot, you got to fight for it. This even goes for the youngins too. The youngins are on the chopping block, man. Youngins are on the chopping block as well. That's how I view this. The Knicks are all...
Chopping block how? Like, what do you mean? Like walking papers or quality assets?
I'm talking quality assets.
Okay.
This even goes for area hooker Porty. Everyone's on a chopping block right now. Because if the Knicks are serious about winning a title, this can go either one or two ways. If the rookies show out, some of them are staying. What I want to prepare for everyone in Knicks Nation to know is that if a trade does happen, it's going to be at the end of the training camp. And you're not going to like your favorite player getting traded. End of story. So the way I view it is that this is Hunger Games. Got one spot left. Mohamed Diarra is getting that rookie contract after the training camp. So that's already taken care of. The veteran spot, it's going to come down to how the rookies perform and how the veterans perform as well. Say Malcolm Brogdon does really good. Landry Shamet does good. Tyler Kolek's going to be the odd man out. I don't want to say Pacom's going to be the odd man out because he's still got potential. He's 22 years old. He's still growing in the NBA. I think he is going to be fine. I think I could see him escaping the training camp unscathed. The other rookies, like Ari Hakaporti, I'm sure he's going to be fine, right? But what I view this as a Hunger Games trials by tribulation. That's how I view it. That's how I view it.
Interesting. You sound excited, though.
I'm very excited. This is the first training camp that I felt was very competitive compared to how we had a few years back. A reason why I say that is that this might go as a hot take, probably not a hot take. I felt like the training camp wasn't this competitive when Tibbs was on as coach. What I mean by that was that we had a hard time getting talent for training camp.
Okay.
Right? And I felt like it was a chore trying to get talent, regardless if it was a non-guarantee, a guarantee, right? And it felt like once Tibbs was gone, this was the first time I felt like the Knicks moved with a purpose.
Okay.
That's how I view it as well. That's why I'm excited. And I hope we do get footage of the training camp as well, so we can see how the players do. Thank you, Sharon, for correcting me, because Dottie is 20 years old. So Dottie 8, I can see still being unscathed.
Yeah, he just turned 20 in August.
I can see Dottie 8 coming out of the training camp unscathed.
Okay. those are a lot of names, man. We mentioned like 12 names for like 5 spots, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
How do you feel with Fritzy?
um, two ways. There is the championship or bust side, and then there is the championship joy of watching basketball with the future holds side, right? And so if it's just about championship or bust, then I'm gonna say the kids don't matter as long as a championship is involved, right? Like if you move the kids and player 1 through 14, 1 through 15 is a veteran guy that's going to contribute, that's going to row the boat in the same direction, and you get to the NBA Finals, regardless what happens with if you get to the NBA Finals, I think it's a win, right? If you do that and it winds up being a second round exit, it's a disaster, right? If you do that and you make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, Knicks fans are going to be upset, me included. But if you make it to the finals by going all veterans, no kids, and say the better team wins, right? I can't be mad. Because in the NBA Finals, you never know. It's always, everything is so highly contested in the NBA Finals, you never know who the eventual NBA champion is going to be. So just getting there, to me, on that one side where it's championship or bust, I could be happy with that, right? I could be satisfied with that. I'd have something to talk about for the next 50 years, right? But then there's the other side of it, the joy of watching basketball, right? Will I enjoy watching a team with an average age of about 29, 30, right? A team with an average age of about 29 or 30, which means most of these guys would have been in the league 11, 12 years, or I'm sorry, 10, 11 years. Watch them play a boring style of basketball. The future, we know we don't have we don't have a future, but if that team makes it to the finals, then I'm like, okay, well, we put all our eggs in one basket. But on the other side of that, if you groom the kids to backfill the end of the roster, the veterans you bring in are transitional veterans. And so, chat, listen to what I'm saying. The guys that we bring in at the end of the bench, the Malcolm Brogdons, are transition veterans. Like, they come in, they chase their ring, they teach these kids learn, and the veteran is in that place until the young guy passes them on the roster, and the veteran who wants a ring is okay with it, right? If it's going to be that, right, and the Knicks chase a ring and they lose in the they lose in the second round, that's unacceptable, right?
Right.
But if they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, we'll be upset, right? But if we make it to the finals with the second scenario, with the kids on the roster, the kids are being groomed, and the veterans that we bring in, the Landry Shamets, the transition veterans, the ones that start out playing a lot and then their minutes decrease as the young guys get better and take minutes away from them, and the Knicks get to the finals, and whatever happens in the finals happens, then I'm okay with that, right? Because I know more than likely we'll have another go at it in another year or another 2 years, because the roster is set in a way where you're backfilling the roster with young guys, so the salary cap won't be an issue going forward. Whereas right now, you go all in, the salary cap is going to be an issue. You give away the kids basically to bring in guys for the moment, and it's like basically what I'm saying is, do you party with your paycheck or do you invest with your paycheck? Is what basically what I'm saying, chat. Do you party with your paycheck? Like, just got paid Friday night, party hunting, groove is all right. Do you do that? Or do you invest that money knowing that you won't get an immediate satisfaction, but you'll be secure down the road? And in this case here, in this case, I'm being open and honest with y'all, right? If you can guarantee me I'm gonna have the time of my life, I'm partying with that check. Right? If you can guarantee me we're gonna have the time of if Leon Rose can guarantee us a championship, I don't care who he trade off the roster. I don't care if he trade Cat and Mitchell Robinson. I don't care if he trade Donnie, Mitch, and I don't care who he trade. If he can guarantee us a championship, I don't care if he trade Jalen Brunson.
Wow.
If he can guarantee us a championship this year, I don't care who he trades if a championship is guaranteed. Now, with that said, since he can't do that, because nothing in sports is guaranteed, right? Then the other approach where you play the short game, middle game, and long game at the same time, the goal is the championship this year, then I would be okay with that. Would be what my heart tells me, right? That would be what my mind tells me. My mind tells me protect yourself at all times. My heart is telling me, nah, man, throw everything in it. Yo, go get it. Don't save gas. Go as fast as you can. Put all your eggs in one basket and just do it. That's what my heart is telling me. My mind is telling me that a smart franchise is not going to do that because there'll be consequences and repercussions that'll be upon you before you know it. Like, you don't want to be handcuffed and become the LA Lakers, where you know you're 3 moves away and you're hoping that your 40-year-old superstar can turn back the clock and win you a championship.
Wow, that's a lot to take in.
Yeah, yeah.
I get where you're coming from as well, especially with those two sides.
Where are you at on it? Are you championship or bust, or are you calculated risk, invest in the future type mindset?
Brutally, honestly speaking, it's championship or bust. One reason only. You fired Coach Tibbs, and what you're trying to say to me when you did that firing was, we didn't get to our goal because of the coach. We have the talent, we have the roster. Let us run it back with a new coach, with a new system, someone that actually plays the bench, someone that can make adjustments, and someone that can pull Karl Anthony Towns to the side, someone that can pull Jalen Brunson to the side, and someone that can at least, calm the players down and make them have good habits throughout the season. And that's why you hired Mike Brown, right? I feel like I'm on the side of championship or bust. But another side is telling me that I think they are going to focus on player development, right, a little bit this season. Even if we are the favorites, I think they will try to somewhat invest in the future. I do think they're going to go at least 10 men deep this season. Or if not, they're going to basically be 9-man rotation come playoffs as well. But for me, where I stand, I think it's championship or bust. If you're basically firing your coach in the ECF, you're basically saying you're not satisfied or you want to win the whole thing.
Fritz, what's good, bro?
Hey, what's going on?
NBA Economy Show in the building.
Mm-hmm.
What's good?
I'm doing all right. I kind of pushed back on that last comment.
Talking about from Yuri?
Yeah.
That was just his opinion, though. He just saying that's how he feel.
Yeah. No, but firing Tibbs, like, not necessarily he lost us the playoffs. I thought he was done before then. I thought he was done before the playoffs. But I think there's no way you could have took the same approach again this year.
Right.
And if you have Tibbs, and basically Tibbs had autonomy, so Tibbs made the calls, he was going to do the same thing again. He's going to play everybody too many minutes. He's gonna depend on his guys, and then when it doesn't work, everybody didn't buy in. Instead of him saying, "Hey, let's try something different."
Right.
So I think they just like, we can't do this again. We can't. We need somebody who has some flexibility.
Hey, can I tell you something about dang, what's his name? I forgot his name already. Tibbs.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you something about Tibbs, bro. I tell Todd Barbie this every day, right? The people I talk to on the phone every day or whenever, I tell them this every day. I think the Knicks right now should be 3-time defending NBA champs. As we sit here today, the New York Knicks should be the 3-time NBA champs right now. And I think the organization knows that also. And I don't think they could take another year, even at the cost of $30 million out the door, of not winning the championship. Right? And it's not, and I'm not saying that the team should have been 72-10 for 3 straight years. What I'm saying is there are micro decisions made. There are micro decisions made during the playoffs, and in those micro decisions, Tom Thibodeau always messed them up. Right? Like Fritz, I'll give you an example. Right? 3 playoffs ago, when we lost to Miami. Remember, we lost to Miami in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember the Knicks were down 3-2 with a Game 7 in Madison Square Garden, right? In Game 6, remember Emmanuel Quickly was hurt. Remember he got hurt in Game 4, and he didn't play in Game 5, and he wasn't available for Game 6. Y'all remember that, right?
Right.
Remember Julius Randle had the donut? Remember Bam Adebayo elbowed Julius Randle out of bounds in the corner, and Julius Randle had the donut on his eye?
Yeah.
And Julius Randle also had the 2 sprains on his left ankle on that one leg.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Tom Thibodeau asked, and it frustrates me so much, right? It frustrates me so much that I'm so frustrated, right? The Knicks were struggling for offense, right? And that man legitimately looked at the bench. He looked at Derrick Rose and Evan Fournier dead in the eyeballs, knowing that he needed offense, and refused to even give those dudes a chance. Bro, you out there with dudes hobbled. You out there with remember RJ was hurt. Remember in that Game 6, RJ was 1 for 10.
I remember that.
With all these dudes hurt, you got fresh bodies, veterans. Like it's not Cam Reddish he looked at. This dude looking at a former league MVP in Derrick Rose, and he looked at Evan Fournier dead in the eyeballs. And instead of bringing in Fournier and Derrick Rose, he brought in Deuce McBride and Obi Toppin. And as soon as they touched the floor, the Miami Heat took a 7-point lead. We were up 7. By the time Jalen Brunson took a sip of water and ran back to the scorer's table, we was already down 7 points. That fast. And now down the stretch, the last play, the play people remember is the play that Jalen Brunson turned the ball over and Miami stole the ball and went down the other side of the floor and shoot free throws, right? Y'all remember that, right? Remember Jalen Brunson he didn't have anybody to pass to. Josh Hart was like, yo! And Brunson was like, damn it! And he tried to force it to Randle because he know Josh Hart wasn't going to do nothing with the ball. Right? In that moment, think about what I'm telling y'all. In that moment, he had Josh Hart on the floor and Quentin Grimes on the floor instead of Derrick Rose and Evan Fournier, when all you needed was a bucket to tie and a 3 to take the lead. He looked at 2 veterans and was like, nah, I'm going to go with Quentin Grimes and RJ Barrett right here.
You remember that game like it was yesterday.
Bro, because we was here. Lawrence Tibbs, the Lawrence Tibbs family. We all watched it on Playback TV. Did y'all see the Playback TV logo? Man, we watched it on Playback TV together, right? And
I wasn't around at that time. I wasn't around. I wasn't even.
But you're the thing about it is in those micro decision heat of the moment type situations, you still have to have your head. You can't be that passionate where you stop thinking. And that's where I think Tom Thibodeau's
flaws
for as great as he is as a coach, that is his blind spot. His blind spot is in these moments he trusts his system so much that he doesn't use personnel. All you need is a 2 to tie and a 3 to take the lead with 14 seconds left to go, and their best 3-point shooter, Tyler Hero, didn't play in that series.
Al, I remember that like yesterday.
Yo, and listen, I'm not bashing Tom Thibodeau, the person or the coach. All I'm saying is in these moments where you got to make these split-second decisions, my guy doesn't make the right decision, or he doesn't make a decision at all. He just goes by his bro. Hey, Fritz, you need offense, right? You need offense. RJ Barrett is 1 for 10, right? You need offense. RJ Barrett is 1 for 10. You're gonna put RJ Barrett and Josh Hart on the floor in a moment where you need offense, bro. What does that tell you?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't watch the Knicks in the 90s because Starks gave us a lesson we never forgot.
Oh yeah. Yo,
Sorry.
and Pat Riley
John
rolled with
Starks,
that
dude, that's
decision.
fine.
He rolled with that decision.
Right. But that's the first year. The first year we should have won the championship. Remember, that's the year. And I'm gonna tell you why I think we would have won the championship that year, right? That year, Miami took our road to the NBA Finals, and guess who they played?
Denver.
A team we was dominating all year. We had been roasting the Denver Nuggets, bro. Right after COVID, that year we missed the playoffs. Since then, bro, we was like fist for fist with Denver. Bro, they ain't have nobody to guard. Who was going to guard Brunson? Who was going to guard Randall? Bro, I mean, come on. And then here's the thing. The next year, I'm going to come. The next year, the Knicks had a 2-0 lead on the Indiana Pacers. And we had, Fritz, what was it, a 13-point lead with like 6 minutes to go?
Yeah,
it was like a 13-point lead with 6 minutes to go, right, in Indiana. Instead of us going defense, knowing Indiana had to go on a run, this dude put all offense on the floor, trying to win by 30.
That's
Bro,
great. I remember
you don't need to win by 30, bro. You need to win by 1. Bro. Fritz, Yuri, how do you have a 13-point lead with
and you put all offense in there,
and you going all offense?
The time you're supposed to go all offense is when you were down like in the first, second, third quarter. Remember, the Knicks were down big in that game. They had to go on a run in that first half.
Yeah, and the thing that get me is the look on Jalen Brunson's face when Andrew Nimmer threw up that prayer 3-pointer and it went in. His heart sunk to the floor.
He was never the same after that.
Indiana tied the game And Jalen Brunson knew in that moment he couldn't depend on the coaching staff. He was just gonna have to do it all by himself. For the rest of the series, Jalen Brunson's like, I can't depend on these, bro. I gotta do this shit by myself, bro. And he played, and if y'all remember that Indiana series, Jalen Brunson played hero ball that entire series.
And we almost won that series. That's what pisses
And we
me
still
off.
almost won the series, bro. And in game 7, and then game 7, when Isaiah Hartenstein can't even lift his shoulders, both of his shoulders are torn. He can't even rebound. If y'all remember, Isaiah Hartenstein scored 0 points in the game 7 in Madison Square Garden.
That's crazy.
And it's not his fault because he shouldn't even played. He shouldn't even put a jersey on, right? Me and Jay Boogie met this Isaiah Hartenstein kid in Charlotte, North Carolina, bro, and he legitimately is like your little brother. Fritz, this dude Isaiah Hartenstein, big, tough, 7-foot NBA athlete, blah, 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 blah. We talked to him, bro. He was like, hey, Mr. Uncle Freezy. And I'm like, bro, you ain't got to call me Mr. Uncle Freezy. I'm not a pimp named Slickback, bro. You can call, you know, you ain't got to call me all these names, man. Jay Boogie was like, yo, let me get your jersey. He's like, Jay Boogie, I'm broke. We got to pay for these jerseys, man. I ain't Randall. Like, he's like, y'all got a family. Jay Boogie was like, yo, legit Isaiah Hartenstein, man. I love the kid, bro. And he legit went out there in a game 7, can't even lift his arms. You know who else played in that game 7? Fritz, you know who else played in that game 7? OG Anunoby with a torn hamstring played the first 5.
Man.
Well, that was crazy. The fact that he even played that game 7. Tibbs was like, oh, you know, I didn't want. I'm like, why was he even playing in the first place?
And
He kept them in too long.
Yeah, and the thing is OG gave us that Willis Reed boost in the first 3 minutes. Yep. But I think OG Anunoby's net rating was like -8 because he hit a 3 and I think he hit a layup. But then Indiana wiped the floor with OG. They had to take OG off the floor because he was too hurt to play.
But that's not my point. The guy had a torn hamstring.
I know. And we were still in the game. Dante DiVincenzo kept us in that game. And you know what Tom Thibodeau kept doing to Dante in that game?
I don't remember that series that well.
Tibbs didn't like Dante DiVincenzo. Every time Dante DiVincenzo got scorching hot, Tom Thibodeau subbed him out.
Oh, I remember that now.
Yeah, he subbed him out for Deuce McBride. And Deuce came in and was looking all scared and nervous. And their little point guard was taking Deuce to school. What's the point guard look like? The insurance guy.
TJ McConnell.
TJ McConnell was going by Deuce McBride. Now, come to find out, Deuce, the reason why was because Deuce had a foot and ankle injury that nobody knew about, right? Except Tom Thibodeau. But if you know that a hobbled Deuce,
what was the injury?
And a healthy Dante gonna give you the same defense, except Dante is scorching hot. Why don't you keep Dante DiVincenzo and Alec Burks in the game?
Wait, what was the injury for Deuce? I don't remember Deuce having an injury. I never heard about that.
Yeah, Deuce had a foot injury and a sprained ankle on the same foot. As a matter of fact, the day after the playoffs ended, I think he went and got surgery, and people were seeing him in the city with that the motor thing that Fritz, you know what I'm talking about, like when you injure your leg, the motor thing.
Well, knee scooter,
Yeah. People were seeing Deuce around the city in the knee scooter, right?
Wow.
But the thing about it is, Alec Burks was cooking in the fourth quarter.
You could have won that game.
Burks was cooking. Because if y'all remember when Alec Burks first got hit after the Detroit trade?
Yeah, I remember.
Alec Burks had a shoulder injury nobody knew about, but he looked like trash, right? Bogdanovich looked like the real part of the trade. And then, of course, then he had the wrist injury and the foot injury or whatever that derailed the season. But Tibbs, legit, knowing Alec Burks is cooking, knowing Dante is cooking, the lead went from 19 to 7 with those two dudes on the floor. And Dante hit a fadeaway 3, falling out of bounds, running back up the court, pointing at Indiana fans. And Tom Thibodeau saw that. He was like, "Hey, Deuce."
No, he didn't.
Yo, Dante is cooking.
Yo, I hate
and,
Tibbs now.
and not to mention this year. Y'all remember this year? Y'all remember how we lost game 1 to Indiana? Right, or we a 19-point lead.
I don't remember.
Fritz, I got a story about that. I got a story about that. You
Hold on. Let me finish. Hold on. Wait. Let me finish the thing. Let me finish this real quick. The reason why I talked about the Miami series and the 2 Indiana series is because when I say the Knicks should be the 3-time NBA champs right now, and that's why they fired Tibbs, people think I'm crazy. Like, oh man, you just a Knicks homer. Nah, bro. When you watch this guy make these micro decisions in real time, and he always make the wrong decision when the pressure on him, he's not a coach that's going to thrive under pressure. He's not. And that's why he's not here. Because if the Knicks, think about how great you felt about your Knicks after we knocked the Boston Celtics out of the playoffs and Jason Tatum tore his Achilles in the game against us that we were winning by. Remember the play that Jason Tatum tore his Achilles. We were up by 7. They tapped the ball out. OG Anunoby is dunking while Jason Tatum is falling to the floor, grabbing his Achilles. Up by 9. Remember, Boston had the lead. The Knicks come roaring back, take the lead, and the Celtics look defeated. You could see it in their face that they could not beat us. And we get to Indiana and we let their ass off the damn hook. Tom Thibodeau ass. We had a huge lead in game 1. And Tom Thibodeau with these things like, I'm not going to play Mitchell Robinson down the stretch because his minutes restriction is 19 minutes. If you knew he could only play 19 minutes, why you play him like 15 minutes in the first half? Hey, Fritz, I got to go outside and smoke a cigarette, bro. I'm mad as a motherfucker right now, bro.
Oh, my God. Fritz, did he just do that?
Tibbs. He'll touch the patient.
Tibbs is a professional gaslighter, bro. Professional gaslighter.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just looking forward to like less minutes on the starters. Everybody's fresh in the second half. Right? Seriously.
Yeah, same. It's going to be a refreshing change. So, okay, so this is the story, right? I'll tell him when he comes back. So, I had a friend who was at game 1, right? Friend who was at game 1, right? I had a friend who was at game 1, was sitting right by the Knicks bench, right? We had the lead, right? Deuce gave us the lead. When Deuce had that block on Pascal, I thought we were winning that game.
And another thing.
Oh my God! Why was I telling my story? Why was I telling?
Go ahead, bro.
Okay, so Fritzy, I had a friend who was at game 1 that got tickets to game 1, right? Sitting courtside, right by where the Knicks bench is, a few rows back, right behind the hoop. We had that lead in the fourth quarter, right? Deuce gets subbed in, makes the plays on Pascal. Knicks are rolling. They got a 14, 19-point lead. The minute that Deuce got to Pascal and he sees Cat celebrating, my friend sees Tibbs, says, "Yo, Josh, you're coming in for Deuce." Not even when that 4-minute mark happened, right? Josh Hart went up to Tibbs and said, "Yo, my legs are dying. I need to rest. Deuce gave you a 14-point lead. Let Deuce play." He was like, "No, I don't trust Deuce McBride." Because he's out there celebrating like they won. I want you to go in there instead. And Josh Hart had that, and he saw Josh, and that my friend saw Josh Hart's body language around the scoreboard. He looked pissed off as hell that he was coming in the game.
Hey, Juan says if Cat and OG made their free throws, we win free throw. Hey man, if Mitchell Robinson
Was in the game.
if Mitchell Robinson don't let Tyrese Halliburton get that shot off, we win. I mean, it's a bunch of those we can do. It's a bunch of those we could do. But when you're talking about when it get down to a one possession game, you can blame anybody. But we talking about you got a 19-point lead, bro, and you feel like you the kings of the world because you just beat the Celtics.
Right. So
right. They think about legit Fritz, legit Yuri, legit beating the Boston Celtics was like the Knicks championship.
It was.
You beat the Celtics, bro, and we didn't. And so the thing is, the key. I'm not saying we won the series. I keep saying we beat them, and they knew they were beat. Right? We beat the Celtics, and they knew that we beat them. And you take all that energy from that, and you get it snatched away because a coach making these micro decisions, like Mitchell Robinson is on a 19-minute minute restriction. So you play him like 15 and a half minutes in the first half.
My question is, why would he even have minutes restriction in the first place? Isn't the playoffs you're supposed to take that minutes restriction off?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I'm legit playing that in my mind. I'm kind of PO'd about that. Why does he even have a minutes restriction in the first place? We all saw how he looked in Game 6 against Boston. Oh, well, if you're the coach,
it's the medical staff. It's the medical staff. Like they have to protect the players. Like there's a lot of risk. Like it's not just basketball. There's there's more to it.
Thank you for calming me down.
Yeah, I understand what you. I understand what you're saying, Fritz. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. No, I feel like this is championship or bust. I feel like this is championship or bust just for that reason. You gotta win a title this year. Yeah. You have to. That's why I feel that way.
Yeah, you still gotta take care of your business, like the business part. Business is business. You still gotta take care of that part. But I think they're leaning toward developing
the players.
No, you know what? I think people, you can't develop 5 players at once.
No, you can't.
And focus on winning a championship.
Right.
So who do you think gets the development? If you had to guess.
No, like I think you choose like 3, and then you know what? Can I make a trade to improve the team with the rest? Like you can't get 5 players playing time in this work. Like teams who've tried, we're gonna do two timelines. It's always been their demise. Like wasn't that Golden State's thing? Golden State is like, we're gonna develop
the Lakers tried to do it and it didn't work.
Yeah, it's never worked.
I don't know if y'all old enough to remember that, but the Lakers had a point guard named Nick Van Exel. They had Nick Van Exel, Byron Scott, Eddie Jones, Corey Blunt, I think his name, Eldon Campbell, and they also had Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Right. And so are you gonna slow Kobe's development and to chase a championship with some dudes that don't have the championship DNA? Or are you going to get these dudes out of here, give this team to Kobe, bring in Shaq, and then make a run with Kobe and Shaq? But you can't do both. They tried to do both. It don't work.
Yeah.
Right. It just didn't work. You're not going to win a chip with Eldon Campbell and Corey Blunt and Byron Scott, who's probably a 13-year veteran, and those guys.
Yeah.
What I will say to your point is teams in the Knicks position generally don't look to develop a young core, right? They want to develop blue chippers, right? Like say for instance, if they had 4 blue chippers, say if they had a 19-year-old Kobe, a 19-year-old Tim Duncan, a 19-year-old Tracy McGrady, and a 19-year-old Scottie Pippen, hell yeah, they'll be trying to develop them dudes and win a championship. Because blue chippers can contribute. Even their floor is so high, right,
Yeah.
that they can contribute just by doing the basic stuff, like just off athleticism, they can contribute, right? But say if you got a very raw French prospect in Malcolm Brogdon, right? He's not a blue chipper yet, right? He's not that guy. He hadn't shown you that he's a blue chipper, not yet.
Mm-hmm.
We think he's just going to be very good. We don't know how good or how bad, what his strengths are, what his weaknesses are. We don't know any of that stuff yet because he just turned 20 last month.
Yeah.
Right. If Tyler Kolek was Chris Paul, if Tyler Kolek was a 24-year-old Chris Paul, he'd probably be starting next to Brunson. Yeah. You'd have to figure it out, like, because you're not going to have Chris Paul on your bench. Right. So to your point, Fritz, I agree with you. If you have 7 dudes on a developmental path, you don't know what they're going to be yet. Now you can't have that many dudes on your team and be a championship contender.
Yeah.
Right.
But also,
if you have 3 or 4 blue chippers, you're not signing Malcolm Brogdon. You don't want Malcolm Brogdon to get in their way.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like, what does success look like? Because we remember how IQ started with the Knicks. We said, oh, IQ had a great first year. IQ shot like 38%. And that was his great first year.
Yeah.
And like on a championship team, you shooting 38%.
Yeah.
20 minutes a game, that ain't gonna fly.
Yeah.
That's good for a rookie, but it ain't good for a championship team.
But you know what though? The thing about Emmanuel quickly, just real quick, not disparaging your point, because I think you're absolutely right. But what I will say though is when you have a rookie like that always steps up in the big moments, like in my mind, if we had Emmanuel quickly in that Miami series, we the NBA champs. Right? We the NBA champs, because when you have quickly, you can't throw exotic defenses at Jalen Brunson. Y'all remember Bam Adebayo dove on Quickly leg and Quickly was laying there pounding the court in Miami, grabbing his ankle. Yep. So I saw that, I was like, yeah, this series over. In my mind, I was like, he did that shit on purpose. Right? He did that on purpose. He injured that man on purpose. Because if y'all remember how we stayed in that game, Gabe Vincent elbowed Jalen Brunson in the eye on a 3-point shot, and Jalen Brunson got a 4-point play. Y'all remember that?
I remember that.
Yep, Jalen Brunson hit a 3 in the corner, and we were like, "Yo, why they beefing?" The ref blew the whistle. We was like, "Yo, did he foul him?" And they showed the replay, and that man cocked his elbow back like this and went to Jalen Brunson and hit Brunson in the face. All you saw was dreads flying everywhere. He was like, yo, they didn't even kick him out the game? Playoff basketball, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's playoff basketball.
That is playoff basketball.
Yeah. So,
that's brutal. It could be brutal, man. I've seen hard fouls didn't even get called as a flagrant foul. That's the worst part about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fritz, going back to what you were saying about the 2 paths, there is a possibility that the Knicks can take the second path, which would be investing in the future. I could definitely see them taking that path. You know, they make a few trades, they get the veterans, right? But they still keep, like, Kevin McCullough, they still keep Mohamed Diawara. You know, they keep their 3 players, right?
Right.
And they could still play them on back-to-backs. That's how I feel. I think the 3 players... Go ahead, Fritz.
No, you finish your point.
I think the 3 players that will get the development after the trade, it's going to be Mohamed Diawara, Ariel Hokoporty, and Malcolm Brogdon. That's what I feel like. I'll be very surprised if they trade Malcolm Brogdon.
I'll be surprised if Ariel Hokoporty is here past November. Corey Lee in the place to be. What's good, bro?
Yo, Corey Lee.
Lee in the building.
Yeah,
he's a smooth operator.
Yeah, I think you have to choose 3 of them because you have to. I'm thinking beyond this year. Let's say you take 5 players and you try to get the minutes. Then you go next summer and you possibly have 2 more picks. You're gonna add more young people to this squad? Like, you can't do that.
No, I
You
don't.
can't do that.
Let me do this. So Corey Lee in the place to be. Thank you for the
Mhm.
generous contribution. Corey Lee says, "Peace and salute. Queens is in the building. Queens get the money." I understand what you're saying, talking about the future down the road stuff. I think you can get to get to a secure future in a number of ways.
Yeah.
I don't think you should get to that secure future using those number of ways by sacrificing the present, though.
Yeah.
Right?
I
It's gotta be that delicate tightrope walk.
yeah. But none of the 5 are like surefire. Like I can bet on this person being near all-star level.
Yeah.
At least if I have 5 guys that I can't say nobody's at that level, can I trade a couple of them together to get someone who's at that level? At least one guy I know, hey, he's gonna be.
You know that my answer to it first. We talked about it the other night, man. I'll package some jokers for Bilal Coulibaly right now.
Yeah, give me one. Give me one I can bet on.
A blue chipper, yep. I would trade all of them dudes. That I legit I would try to keep Hakim Dadier out of the deal. But all the other young dudes and picks, I package them for Bilal Coulibaly, bro. Right now. And I know he won't be back until January, bro. And I know he won't be back until January. And I still won't, I'll still be like, yeah, I'll do it.
Because you need the championship team, you need good cheap labor. You need everybody can't make 40 million. And you need one guy who's going to pay, you're not paying 40 million, who's going to contribute like someone who's making big bucks.
Oh, let me say, could Tori B ask a question? So Tori B, let me clarify. I'm not saying he's gone because I dislike him. I like Ariel Hukporti, right? I like him, right? But the way that the roster is being constructed, right? There's no room for this young kid to play, because legitimately, they're gonna hold on. Trust Alex Len is not gonna be, in my mind. Alex Len wasn't bought here to not a tourist trip. Alex Len, excuse me, was bought here for insurance, veteran insurance. I don't know how he's gonna get on the roster. Right, I don't know how he's going to get on the roster, but I can almost bet that he is going to be adjacent to this roster if he don't make it. Right, because the thing about it is multiple tentacles to it. The first tentacle is this: centers get hurt often. Period. It's just what it is. Centers get hurt often. And to be honest with you, that's the main reason why, in my mind, franchises don't build their teams around centers anymore, because they get hurt too often and they demand too much money, right? Yeah. Like legitimately, every center we had, every guy that played center minutes this year or this past year for the Knicks was hurt. All of them. Right, Mitchell Robinson missed the majority of the season. Right, Cat got hurt with the knee and the hand. Right, Precious Achiuwa missed the first. Fritz, what he missed the first 37 games, the first 32 games.
Around that.
Yeah. And Ariel Hukporti missed the end of the season.
Yes.
Every center the Knicks had got hurt. Right, and I'm not saying that those guys are fragile. I'm saying when you ask 7-foot guys to put their body on the line every night, they're gonna eventually break down. Right? They're just gonna eventually break down. There's nothing you can do about it. The game is so fast and so physical that you have to keep multiple bodies. Right? You got to keep multiple guys. That's why I think Alex Len is gonna be adjacent to the Knicks somewhere. I don't know if he's going to be willing to do G League stuff or stay a free agent or look to go over something. I think the Knicks are going to keep not Moses Brown, not guys like I'm talking about legitimately a lottery pick talent level guy, right? From somewhere. They're going to keep a lottery pick talent center around, right, in case Mitch steps on somebody's foot, or in case Cats gets fouled hard on a fast break, right? It is not because of Ariel Hukporti per se, right? But the thing about in Ariel Hukporti is, in the grand scheme of things, you want your young kids to play because Ariel Hukporti has not gotten leaps and bounds better because he hadn't played. Once he plays, of course, we know he'll get. We've seen him in spurts. We know he's a good, young, athletic, hungry player that wants to be a Knick. Right? Ariel Hukporti wants to be a Knick. Like when you see Ariel Hukporti, Fritz, you ever watch the Knicks game and they call timeout? Maybe Cat hit a three, the other team call a timeout. Who the first person on the floor saluting Cat, bro? Ariel Hukporti. Ariel Hukporti, bro. He a great teammate, bro. Now, do I wish he would get his beard trimmed up? Yes. Right? But what does that have to do with basketball, right?
Yeah.
But here's the other part to it, just real quick, not to be too long. If the Knicks are indeed looking to go on that championship run, like we think they are trying to do, right? If they have to consolidate, like Fritz Alcindor is disclaiming that they are, Ariel Hukporti is one of the attractive pieces that you can combine with another piece in order for you to get that flexibility in order to you know maintain maneuverability. You know, would it be best for us to keep Hukporti? No. Because even if we keep Hukporti, even if he develops, you know what? For the next 2 years, he's still gonna be the third string center.
Yeah.
Right.
There is no way to Hukporti getting legitimate NBA minutes behind Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns. And the sad part about it is the Knicks are the only team probably that has a situation like that. An all-star center and a starting caliber center as his backup.
Also, Mike Brown doesn't appreciate certain things the last coach appreciated. So that whole the Knicks always had a couple great rebounding centers and offensive rebound. Mike Brown don't care about that.
Right.
Mike Brown.
So the whole So the whole mindset of, hey, I'm gonna keep a couple great offensive rebounding centers isn't the mindset anymore. So like like when the last coach was here, he could think, hey, my time is coming. Well, Mike Brown, that time ain't coming. Because he don't care. Like he don't care. Alex Len is like a guy who got starts last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
He got starts last year for Sacramento.
And
that's good enough.
You know the funny thing, the irony is?
Yeah.
The irony is when Ariel Hukporti was drafted, there was a pathway to him to eventually become a starter for the Knicks on draft night. On draft night, now mind you, fast forward 8 weeks, they trade for Cat, but they didn't know who knew that at the time. Maybe the Knicks knew it, right? But at the time they drafted Ariel Hukporti, me, Fritz, Dre, and a whole bunch of other people were sitting here every night talking about what the Knicks are going to give up for Walker Kessler. Remember that?
Yep.
The Walker Kessler charade was funny, but we all knew Walker Kessler. We weren't gonna get Walker Kessler.
I still think that door's open. I still think that door's open.
Was he gonna play point guard, Fritz?
Huh?
Was it? I mean, why would you trade for Walker Kessler and then trade Ariel Point? I mean,
no, but I think
Walker Kessler as shooting guard.
No, I still think they would be after Walker Kessler.
You still think
Mitch
they're
ain't
gonna
here.
go after him?
If Mitch ain't here, yeah.
Fritz wildin', bro. He a maverick. Hey, Yuri, he a maverick, bro. He a live wire, bro.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
Yuri, he told me the Knicks need to trade for DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, right.
Like,
okay.
I was like, what, Fritz? He's like, yeah, man, money, the flexibility.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That would have been an expiring contract this year.
But it's just crazy. Go ahead, Fritz. My bad. I didn't realize.
No, but like literally do what the Lakers did. Like they took him and made him like his look how much he's making now. He's making nowhere near what he was making before.
Who, Walker Kessler?
No. What's his name? Ayton.
Oh man, we ain't. The reason why he got bought out, bro, is because he's not that good.
No, he ain't the future. They got two centers they want. They got two centers. They want to be like, they're not sure who's going to be the franchise center.
Hey, man. I'm going to say the Huck Porty thing. The Huck Porty thing is sad in a way, but it's just how professional sports work, right? Like 1 year, the New York Giants had a whole bunch of decent young receivers, and they were like grooming them, bringing them along, getting rapport with Eli. And then Roger Goodell said, with the next pick in the NFL draft, the New York Giants select Odell Beckham Jr. from Louisiana State University. You know what happened to them young dudes out there with Eli?
Bye.
They was carrying Odell Beckham bags, bro. So the thing with Huck Porty, man, is I like him and I really want him to stay. But the calculator guys are saying that the Knicks have to do some type of combination trade in order to free up roster space. And if the Knicks are thinking, well, the calculator guys are thinking, if I am the who knows what random team, if I'm the Chicago Bulls, why would I take Tyler Kolek when I can make y'all give me Ariel Porty, Mo Diawara, and Kev McCullough?
Ooh.
Why would I do a 3-for-1 and take y'all table scraps instead of taking the best part? Because I know y'all not gonna part with Dottier, right? Because if you part with Dottier, it's not a good look for you as a drafter. Now your fan base is thinking every time y'all draft first round picks, they turn out to be ham sandwiches, right? So you can't trade Dottier. You got to make the Dottier thing work. You've got to make the Dottier thing work, because if you're a Knicks fan, you can legit get on WFAN or whatever big Knicks New York sports thing and be like, yo, Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly, Deuce McBride, Jericho Sims, Rokas Jokibitis,
They wouldn't shut up about
Hakim Dottier. It's a Yogi Bear picnic if you trade Dottier, right? So that's the reason why you got to keep Dottier and you got to make it work. Because if you don't make the Dottier thing work, now the whole thing on draft night, we're going to be like, every time you make a pick, we're going to be like, who the hell is Tingus Fingers? Every time you make a pick. Right? And I know the front people say the front office don't care about getting booed. Yes, they do. They people, bro. People are people, bro. People are people. Yeah. They want to win, because the thing is if you can't win the championship, you got to win at other stuff at least. If you can't win championships, you got to at least win a press conference. You got to at least win the draft. You got to at least win free. Because if you don't, people are going to stop supporting. Because remember, people drive sports, right? Like they don't pay. Leon Rose doesn't pay us to come to the game. We spend our money on the Knicks as we please. And when we stop supporting, Fritz, you already know how it goes. You know how business is. When you start hurting the business in their pocket, knees start knocking together. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
Can I also add one thing too, as well? When it comes to the Knicks as a whole, we all remember the dark days, right? Myself included. 2014, 2019. You want to talk about the Knicks being a laughingstock? Those were the days. Every draft night, every press conference, every game, you want to talk about a laughingstock? The Knicks were a laughingstock for
drafting Frank over Josh Hart.
Yeah,
you had to bring that up. You had to bring that up. Of all people,
you drafted
I
over Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, we drafted Kevin Knox over SGA, for God's sakes. Like, come on.
And for that reason, you can't trade Malcolm Brogdon, bro. You gotta make this thing work. It sounds as if I'm just making this thing up to keep Malcolm Brogdon here.
No, you're not.
Nah, I'm not doing it that way. I'm just looking at it from a fan's perspective. Because Fritz, y'all remember when Fritz was here? You remember when the Knicks drafted Quentin Grimes and I had a meltdown? I called him a ham sandwich on the spot. I'm like, yo, they just drafted a ham sandwich. You could have got 10 of them dudes. Right? Yeah. And you know what Quentin Grimes wound up being for us? A ham sandwich.
Yeah. Can't go back to the Mike Sweetney days. We can't keep
you can't go back to you know what I'm saying? So, but for that reason, I'm saying the thing about Hot Party is if Fritz is saying, if what he's saying is true about the Knicks have to consolidate, why would a team take the less sweet option when they can legit know you're desperate for roster spots and take all the sweet options?
Yeah, I don't think it's that simple. I think.
Wait a minute. What do you mean that simple? What are you saying?
No, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think say, hey, we're gonna take two of your young guys.
Okay. Say you're Leon Rose, and say I'm a franchise that's on the fringe of rebuilding my roster. Say
I'm a target.
3 through 18 are all the same guy.
Yeah, I'm not getting rid of anybody.
Like, what are you gonna offer me then?
The thing is, I'm not getting rid of anybody. I'm targeting certain players. Like, I want somebody who's up and coming. I want somebody I know for sure.
You think I'm going to give you that player because you're Fritz?
No, but I'm gonna give you. I think the young players plus other players can make it happen. I don't think you
go. Tell us.
But I don't think you go to another team and say, Fritz, I got Huck 40.
Tell us who it is. Fritz, tell us who it is. Because you
no, but I'm just saying.
Now, we know, bro. Fritz, we're smart people. We know what you just said, bro.
I know, but
everybody in the chat, these are pretty smart people. Your shadow box. Tell us who you want. You shadow boxing. Tell us who you want.
No, I'm just saying. I don't want nobody.
We know you're just saying. We know you're just saying, bro. We know that.
No, I know, but like what I'm saying is, you don't go to another team and say, "Hey, do you want Huck 40? What can you give me for Huck 40?" I don't think that's how you're gonna do it. Like, you're targeting players. You're like, this is a player I want. I have a couple things you want as well.
But what is it though? You're not telling me what it is.
No, because I don't know what Lutz and Leon Rose has had.
You're saying from you mentioned though at the beginning when I was trying to get you to say it, you were saying that you wouldn't do it. And I'm saying, if it were you, what are you looking for? Because neither of us know what Leon Rose is going to do.
Yeah.
Like, we're assuming that consolidation is the path, but we don't know that for sure.
It has to be the path. Like, this is the only thing that.
But Fritz, that's what I'm saying. If you say that has to be the path, and you say that you're not just going to offer her 40, you're saying that you want a guy. I'm asking you, who is that guy? That should
I
be
don't
simple,
know.
right?
No, but I'm.
You can with more.
But as one guy I like, but also you got to think Mitch could be in that mix as well. Mitch could be in that mix.
Which could
So
be.
Oh Lord!
Wait,
Oh,
let me
no,
defend him on this
so
one.
so I'm not just thinking, hey, young kids are out the door. If I had to get rid of Mitch, I might have to give something with him to get what I want.
what is it that you want?
If I'm getting rid of Mitch, yeah, I want something big.
What is it that you want though? Like you can't
Um,
just go around the league offering Mitch because you just said the same thing about Hook Party.
no, but like if I had to get rid of Kolick and Mitch or Pacom, Dadier and Mitch. Okay, if I had to give up Mitch and I had to give up another young kid. Okay, if I give up Mitch, Pacom, Dadier, and I can have, oh man, I don't want y'all upset. What's his name? Keegan Murray. If I could have Keegan Murray, I did Keegan Murray. Yes.
You would trade Mitchell Robinson and Pacom Danier, Tyler Kolick for Keegan Murray?
Maybe not all three, but yeah. If that is someone that I think who could be a starter on this team and who could be set up for how many years in the future? Size. I don't think you can look at it as, hey, I'm trading a big for a small. Is no, I added someone who's going to be here for the next 3-4 years.
His extension's coming up, bro.
Yeah.
How much is his extension?
Oh, he can get paid. He's gonna get paid.
He's gonna
be like a 30. He's gonna get a
30
30.
mil?
He's gonna get around 30.
I still wouldn't do it, but I still wouldn't trade Mitch either way. Listen, I think Mitch is going to get the season played out. The way I view it is this. If Mitch is healthy for like 70 games or 65 games, because I know he's probably not going to play back-to-backs, right? If he could just be healthy all the way through the first half and most of the second half, he's getting that extension. Mitch is going to get that extension if he's healthy.
Okay. So what if Mitch is healthy? Mitch played well, and then next summer, Mitch says, I want 20-something million, 22 million a year. And Knicks say no. Knicks don't even have to say no. Just like OKC came with a nice little offer for Hartenstein, somebody offers, we can't do nothing. You just lost him for nothing.
So what?
You just lost him for nothing.
So what? That's what free agency is for.
I know. So you don't let it get to that point.
Yeah.
You don't let it get to that point.
What happens if Keegan Murray gets to restricted free agency and he wants 37?
Yeah, okay. I'm not giving Keegan Murray 37.
I don't know, but he's restricted. He's restricted. So he has to play a year for us.
So you know what the thing about restricted free agency is? The thing about restricted free agency is that there's these things called offer sheets. Right. See, in open free agency, nobody knows. It's always like secret bidder, the rumor mill, and restricted free agency, a team has to make a declaration. Hey, I'm going to pay him 5 years, $180 million, and then the other team has 10 days to match it.
Yeah.
Right. Sacramento has to deal with that. Right. Mm-hmm. Do you let Keegan Murray get there, or do you offer him an extension that beats that in hopes that he likes playing for a dysfunctional organization?
Yeah. That's why you do it early. That's why everybody does it a year early. Because you could just skip that whole process. But they're not doing it a year early. So
I know, that's what I'm saying.
They're not doing it a year early. Not only that, they're openly chasing What you
Jonathan
call it?
Kuminga.
Kuminga.
Kuminga,
Like,
who
why
plays
you
the same position as Keegan Murray.
It's like, why are you chasing Kuminga, willing to pay him when he needs an extension?
And here's the kicker though. And you just signed DeMar DeRozan last year. And you just traded for Zach LaVine last year.
That Kings franchise is literally poverty.
It's like,
That's what
I'd be upset. Like, yo, you ain't chasing that dude, willing to give him that kind of money, and I need to get paid.
but the reason why is because, no disrespect, Keegan Murray's a ham sandwich. Keegan is not a ham sandwich. I'm sorry, that's disrespectful. He's an open cafeteria, open face wiener sandwich.
He's a good player.
Them joints
He's
like
a good player,
$11, bro. Them joints like $11.
I don't know. It's I don't know. They just didn't do well, and that's Mike Brown's problem. That was Mike Brown's doing. That was Mike Brown's, he didn't play him right.
Hey, Keegan Murray, legit. I'm looking at his numbers, bro. I watched Sacramento play too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Keegan Murray, some might say it's all been downhill since his rookie year. You know, I mean,
he peaked too early.
Yeah, he might be, you know, the beige sage, bro. That thing is real. Like that thing is real. He peaked in high school type guy. You know what I'm saying?
That's wild to even say, but
but the thing is though, why would you trade that much and then you can legit play Malcolm Brogdon in that role and it costs you nothing?
Is he ready?
I have a prediction. Is
he ready now?
That's my question. Is Become ready now?
No, because if you put you go and throw Malcolm Brogdon even a good year as a shooter, it might not be that great.
What, 35%, bro? 35% is the standard now? That man shot 34.3% from three.
That's actually not bad for a rookie.
That's not the gold standard for a 6'8" shooter. That's terrible. Yuri. For a 6'8" shooter? Like,
that is terrible. Never mind.
Yeah, his reputation is being a wing shooter that can, with some defensive upside. I'm confident Malcolm Brogdon can get those, because for one, if you trade for Keegan Murray, is he going to start? Right. That's what I'm thinking. Like,
he has to start.
If you trade for him,
you have to start.
If you trade for him, he has to start. The thing is he a starter,
He's a player,
or is he a high lottery pick playing on a team that's generally a lottery team? Generally, not all the time, but generally a lottery team.
I would say a lottery team. The guy's peaked since his rookie year. He has been having a downhill since what? When was his rookie year, Fritzy? Not that long ago, right?
3 years ago. 2 years. 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ever since those 2 years, he's been having a down year since. And remember, I don't blame Mike Brown for that, because here's the thing. He was gambling. I think it was either Keon Ellis or Keegan Murray. One of them was gambling too much on defense, from what I remember. And that's why Mike Brown sat him. And that's why he had multiple DMPs.
Yeah.
Nah, he was playing.
He was playing? Okay.
Yeah,
Keegan Murray's he's
playing. He's a starter. He's a starter on a playing team. Basically, he's a starter on a playing team.
That was Keon Ellis. Okay, it was Keon Ellis. Got it.
Yeah. Dude's I'm not saying it. Like, for instance, if we wind up making a trade for him, like some kind of consolidation trade, legit, it goes against everything that the calculator guys say. Like, if you trade for Keegan Murray, he's going into his 4th season, right? He's not a knockdown shooter. He doesn't space the floor. He's not a ball handler playmaker, right? He's basically an athlete, right? His skill set is of a shooter, but since he can't knock down the shots, he's got to depend on his athleticism, right? But if you're the calculator guys, do you go get a guy like that that's a 10-point per game guy and then give him an extension worth $34 million a year, knowing that he's going to be the fifth option as a Knick?
Nah, not worth it. Not worth it.
Yeah, I understand where Fritz is coming from with the consolidation thing. I just needed him to say it. But when he said Keegan Murray, I didn't. I thought he was gonna say a guy like Scoot Henderson, like that's struggle some. If it clicks, he'll be a megastar.
Yeah, you need a bargain. Like you need a bargain for Scoot.
Yeah.
Like it has to be a bargain. It can't be. I went in for Scoot because he's too small. Like he's too small to.
He's too short. He's not. He kind of low.
Yeah, he's stocky. He's stocky, but he's a small shooting guard if you put him there.
Right, that too. Along with that, it's just with training camp a week away, we're all literally looking at our phones, myself included, to see if the Knicks are going to make a trade or not. I'm at this point because like every day that goes by, one day we could legit just look on our phone saying, "Boom, Knicks made a trade for this person," or for picks. Like it's crazy.
I'm kind of intrigued just how they made the roster. Like you would have thought, hey, just the best players are gonna get the best contract.
Right.
That's what I think too.
And I was like, ooh, I was like, these are some weird choices. Some of the choices they made. James Nashi is not on that roster.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, okay, and we have his rights. He ain't going nowhere else without us. Yeah. So like, what's going on? So
what's going on with Dink Pate? What's going on with Dink Pate though?
Dink Pate. Go ahead. Dink Pate. Go ahead, Fitz. That's my fault.
We signed him and cut him. So basically, he's ours in Westchester, but he's not protected. So if Indiana Pacers is like, hey, I want Dink Pate in our squad, they could just scrap him.
Right.
And here's the thing too: Indiana, without Tyrese, they could just develop him as well.
Yeah.
They're trusting Dink Pate to come back, pretty much.
So I'm like, why would you protect someone like who they put on that two-way? Why would you protect that player? No, McCullough was there.
The guy from the Nets.
That's
well, not only that, I think there's one weird choice on the two-way. I'm like, why doesn't Dink Pate get a two-way? So maybe, I mean, these are just some weird choices. I'm like, okay, there's something going on.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Chat,
there's something going on.
I'm gonna say this to the chat. Chat, listen, man. I'm gonna say this, and y'all gonna sweat up and down that I'm a homer. And if I'm a homer, I'm a homer. But that dude that they got from Brooklyn, the dude, I can't say the dude's name is like alphabet soup.
E.T. whatever. Yep. E.T.
Yeah, him. He really impressed me in the Brooklyn game when he was talking trash to OG. And I don't know if y'all remember or not, but he played some point guard minutes in that game. Again, if y'all remember, I can't remember the game. All I remember is Brooklyn was in their black uniforms. And that man like was getting the ball and was coming down, saucing up OG. And we like, who is this guy? And the Brooklyn Nets announcer, because I think I watched it on League Pass. The Brooklyn Nets announcer, Iron Eagle, whatever his name is, was swabbering out of the mouth for this guy, bro. Like, oh my God, this guy could be a future piece for such and such. And I was like, bro, who? I never heard of him. But he came down the floor and he sauced up OG. And I think he finished the game with like 10 points, right? But he was not afraid, right? And when I was like, yo, this dude has some type of gumption, some kind of gall to be going after us like that. And he's a nobody. I would watch out for him because I read up on him since then. His college coach said he reminded him of Grant Hill. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, I'm a Duke basketball fan. And when you say Grant Hill name, you better put some respect on his name.
Oh, Duke fan? Yo, Duke fan here.
Yep. I'm a Duke fan, bro. A blue and blue, bro.
Blue and blue.
You know what I'm saying? And so when he said that about him, I was like, wow, this guy, he may have a chance. Now, I don't know what they're doing in the G League because I think that's where he's going to wind up going. Yeah. But, man.
He got a two-way.
He got the two-way?
He got a two-way. And the other two-way that I said it was weird, Trey Jameson.
Trey Jameson got a two-way?
And I'm like, Trey Jameson got a two-way over Dick Payton?
Before they even go to training camp?
Yeah. I'm like, what's this?
Trey Jameson is a defensive, big, athletic, bro, tough guy. And him getting a two-way, maybe ringing the alarm for Huck Porty and James Najee, bro.
So I'm like, what is going on? Like that don't make no sense.
Yeah, hey man, maybe they are going all in, bro. Veterans. Maybe they are going to trade these young guys and go in all veterans, bro.
I don't want to say it's going to be LOL Knicks, right? But if you want to go all in, I'm only saying this because we've all seen what happened when we went all in from the last front office. It fell on our faces. This is a risk. Like I said, I'm all for championship or bust. But at the same time, though, is it really worth it?
I'm going to ask Fritz. Fritz, what you think?
Yeah, as long as that roster set on day one, I'm okay with this little mess right now. As long as that roster is okay on day one, I'm okay.
What does that get you, though?
I don't know. I know the camp, they have to figure out what's going on. Like, there's just a lot of assumptions. Like, we assume Brogdon is going to be Brogdon from 3 years ago. And you look at the last few years, he hasn't been healthy at all. So they got to see how that looks like. And plus, he's not like the fastest. So like, you got to see how it looks.
Yeah, I feel you. I agree. I agree with you. I'm with you, Fritz. He's crafty though, but he's not. He's never been that. At 6'5", 230. I remember watching him at Virginia. He wasn't even that in college, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, everybody's thinking about, oh, this is gonna be running gun Knicks, but like, how's that gonna look with Brogdon?
They're gonna pass the ball, bro. Yeah. Running gun don't necessarily just mean foot speed.
I know, but like, you got to see where is he at now? Because like,
you mean can he pass the basketball?
No, but like, he been playing bad basketball the last few years, but he's been on bad teams, so you don't know.
He's been on bad teams. That's true.
You don't know how it's gonna look like when it comes here.
And you guys see he's healthy.
Remember 2 years ago, we talked about how the Knicks trade for 2 20-point scorers, and we added it to the team. And we like, oh wow, we added 2 20-point scorers at the deadline. We didn't use those players at all. Like, you don't know how it looks until you add it to your squad.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Hey, y'all, I gotta get out of here. I gotta wrap up, man. I got this training tomorrow. Man, don't y'all love training on Fridays?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Hey, thank you everybody for coming through and rocking with us, man. I'm gonna get out of here and go smoke me a Tibbs cigarette.
A Tibbs cigarette? Yo.
Fritz out center up here stirring people up.
Frenzy went on that rant, and it probably was going to be the legendary rant of all time.
Hey, thank y'all, man, for
Salute.
coming through, man. Peace
All
out,
right.
everybody.
All right, catch you later.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal.